What's up, guys? Sean here. So I'm testing out StreamYard, and I got to check on YouTube to see if it's up and running. I don't know if it's going to stay private on YouTube or if it goes to public. All right, looks like I got to do it manually. All right, what's up, guys? Sean here. I go by Taylor Exchange on YouTube, but I got my name Sean down here because I'm using StreamYard. Now, I want to see if it's working correctly because I have not used StreamYard in many years. But I want to either use StreamYard or Discord, like going forward. So it looks like it's working. The higher standard yo-yo, first one in. Is the sound good? I got the mic off to the right instead of the left this time. I don't know if that's going to make any difference, but all right, I think we're good. And let's see. Says YouTube doesn't support comments on private videos. I don't know. So we're going to run StreamYard. The one thing about StreamYard is you can add in people. So if anybody's brave enough and you're mic'd up and you got a good camera or just a camera, let me know and I'll send you the link to get you in the chat. But I want to either run like a guest on through StreamYard or I'm going to use Discord, which I think Discord's a lot better. But I think you got to pay $10 a month to get like actually working with it. I'm not really sure. I haven't figured it out yet. And then StreamYard, you got to pay to get rid of this little logo that's up here. So we'll figure it out. Anyway, I put fourth quarter, what I put on the thing, fumbling the eBay bag. Yeah, fourth quarter mistake. So I wanted to talk about this because fourth quarter is right around the time where a lot of stuff is happening for my family. We have obviously Thanksgiving, Christmas, but my son's birthday and my wife's birthday, they're both on the same day. It's November 12th. So that's a lot to handle. And then also, you got to continue doing everything else, right? You got to continue sourcing, you got to continue listing. So my sourcing, I took it a little easy after Thanksgiving. I should have went on Black Friday, but I didn't want to battle the traffic and the crowd, so I didn't go. And then I ran out of items. And then my employee didn't have enough work, so I only had her work one day, and she knocked out the warehouse. Which, if you see my shorts on Instagram and TikTok, it's Taylor Exchange over there. There's a short of us doing like the warehouse, right? It's mainly her in the video, but that is a task that needed to be done. And then there was less time for her to do the other stuff. And then I don't have enough items. So it was a whole big thing, but the sales have gone down. I haven't listed Friday. I haven't listed Saturday, and I haven't listed today, but we still have $1,200 in sales. That's 34 items going out. We have a couple of big sales. I sold the Disney jacket. If you guys have seen any of that, there's a Disney jacket that sold. You know what I don't understand? I don't understand why comments aren't coming up on StreamYard. Like I see the YouTube stream over here, people's comments are coming in. Higher Sanders says the sound is good. 865 Picker, we've been chatting occasionally, says, hi, I hope you're having a hoodie day. Not familiar with Discord at all. Can you explain it some? Not hoodie, good day. Yeah, okay. Discord essentially is a website that I guess it builds servers for you. So it'd be like I could have my own server and then you could enter it. So you could do like video chats with that person. You could do like messages back and forth, and then you could do videos with each other. But then the thing is, you want to have that video tied to YouTube, and then you have to pay a little bit to have certain services. And then StreamYard gives you like a little sampler, like a little freebie on how to do it. And the thing is, I can send this link to whoever's watching, and then you can jump into StreamYard and you can be like side by side. I can't turn it side by side because there's only one camera, one person, but essentially it's so that I can have like guests come on and then maybe do like interviews with other resellers. I know there's a lot that I want to talk to and get to know, and maybe just break up the monotony of hearing my voice over and over again, because I know a lot of people are tired of that. But I'm just not sure like if what's happening right now is the best. But I did figure out a couple things. So we're going to move on, though. We're going to ship some items today. And like I said, I wonder if I should put this in the chat or just like let me know if you want to come in. Please, let's say what could be the call to somebody coming on here? It would be something like if you want to be on the live, let me know. Okay, so there's that, and then we're gonna we're going to pin the message. There we go, on the top. So yeah, if anyone wants to come on, you can come on. It's Sunday. I don't know. I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I definitely put the Christmas lights up this morning. So I just do the front of the house, like the roof line. And then on the fascia of the house, we have like screws where we put snowflake lights. So 2 sets of lights. We don't go all out, mainly because, well, I don't know. It's just, if you buy all that stuff, then you have to store all that stuff, and it's a big hassle. But the first item I grabbed looks like it is backwards. I had the box backwards. So if you guys haven't seen this before, these are all the items that I ship. So this is the first item I'm shipping, but I had that end facing over here where my right hand was. So I'm going to flip this around. We can pull the right items. And it's nice that even though I haven't listed any items the last 3 days, I'm still making sales. It's not as much money as I'm used to making, but I've already built a store with a bunch of items that people want. So just because I miss a couple days or whatever doesn't mean that I have 0 sales. So, and then I also, let's see, this is just a Ralph Lauren V-neck. Not really great Ralph Lauren V-necks. I try not to spend more than $2 on those. Yeah, okay. So I think I know what the main problem is with my setup. I don't know if you guys are into like computers or setups, but I have a laptop that I use to ship items. And then I have a external monitor that's showing, the items like the eBay shipping. Then I have my MacBook in front of me, and then I have my phone as my camera. So what I need is one more monitor to put on the other side of this Mac. And then I can see both the chat and the live stream that's current, because I see the delayed one where the chat is. And that's where I was commenting over here. That's YouTube Studio. But yeah, I wonder how everyone else is doing with sales. I think we had, it was like a $360 day, then I think like a $600 day, and then another, like, so far today's been like a $300 day. So typically I'm a little higher than that, like in the 500s, but we'll be okay. I mean, I'm going to go shopping downtown. I say downtown, in like the bigger city tomorrow, Monday, maybe. Yeah, probably Monday. And then I'm also going Wednesday because they have half off days. So I'm going to hit certain stores on Monday, and then I'm going to go Wednesday all day. So it's going to be a lot of sourcing, but I need to get caught up. It was nice for a while. I had like a surplus of inventory, and I kind of just, was chilling. I was like, oh yeah, we got plenty of stuff. And then all of a sudden it ran out because I missed 1 day of sourcing, and that's what happens. So it would be good to have, like, I don't know, like hundreds of items, like 1,000, maybe like a week's worth of listings just sitting in a pile somewhere, but I don't have that right now. So the Higher Standard says I use Discord for gaming channels. It's good for building a community. The Higher Standard. The other thing is, I didn't get Disgruntled Octopus. Morning Humans, and he puts the octopus. I've definitely heard your name, Disgruntled Octopus, on the Trash to Cash podcast. That's pretty funny. Glad to have you in. The Higher Standard, yeah, it's cool because it's like a little virtual place, like a virtual space where you can, pretty much, it's like a social media platform of sorts. It's just not like you can have it private or you can put it out there public, however you really want to do it. So we're going to pack this one up, and it is $4.88. And I got the green bags, Jiaropack. As you guys know, use Taylor 10 to get 10% off. It's on your first order. So they recently dialed back the 10% off, but I think some people are still getting it a couple times after the first time. But yeah, I partner with them. So we like to shout them out on the lives whenever I go live, at least once. So I don't know how many of you guys use Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, but I've been using them trying to build up those platforms because there's ways to make money on things. There's things called TikTok Shop where you review products and you get paid on that. And then like Facebook and Instagram, it's you're able to get paid. And also when you have a bit of a following, brands start reaching out to you with stuff they want from you. And usually that's you to say good things about their brand, but then they usually don't want to pay you that much, or even they'll just give you a free product. But then they also demand high, no pun intended, higher standards. They demand high standards on like what they want you to give them. And it's crazy that, people would come to me and say, hey, I want you to talk about my electric bird feeder or something like that. Right. And I'm like, okay, well, how's it work? And they're just like, well, we're going to need you to film a bird feeding out of it. And we're going to need you to do this and this. And I'm just like, I don't really have the time. Like, what are you going to give me? They're like, well, we'll give you the bird feeder. And I'm like, I don't want the bird feeder. But it's cool. So the roundabout reason why I was saying like, TikTok, Instagram is I recently had some of my shorts go like viral. And viral is just a term for like, depending on the size of your channel, if it ends up like popping off and getting a lot of views. There's no set number for virality. It's mainly like the size of the channel based on the consistency and like how you normally get it. So TikTok was the first time I had one, and it was actually the one with Randy, my employee, packing up, like condensing down the inventory, and it went crazy. It got into like the 15, 17, 20,000 views. Well, then it kind of unleashed this warpath on the TikTok community. And I don't know how many times in the last week people have said, I'm going to put skip ads. I don't know how many times in the last week that somebody has said, get a real job, So that is a very new to me. I'm not accustomed to that many of those types of comments, but it definitely happened mainly because of that TikTok one. So I wonder how much more often that's going to happen, And I kind of want to adjust something. So I'm going to turn off monetization for this live, because I think YouTube made it where you automatically get commercials right away. And I don't really want people to get commercials during the live, but I'm gonna have to just turn it on afterwards, because we do want revenue like after, So that was my bad. If you guys caught an ad in the beginning of this during the live, if you caught it during the replay, then that's as expected. So that is my bad though. So couple new things, man. But yeah, the TikTok hate is real. And I've heard about it a few times, but I've never really experienced it. And it's fine. A lot of people they say that resellers are trolls in the thrift stores. They say things like, get a real job's the biggest one. How like, why are you taking from the poor? I see that one so often. And I'm like, do those people saying that even know who poor people are? Like, I mean, poor people aren't going to buy like a $17 jacket from a thrift store. Like they're not trying to spend $17 on anything. It's because they're poor. So, Kristen, what's up from Germany? What time is it there? It's got to be late or early. I don't know. The Higher Standard says, once you have 10K subs, an agency can help you get a bunch of quality, relevant channel sponsors. It's too tedious filtering through the crap yourself. Yeah, I don't get so many that it's that tedious yet. So I kind of just do it myself, but I don't want to pay that many people to manage anything for me. So that is another thing. I'm very cheap when it comes to that kind of thing. But right now, you're right though. Like my time, I have enough time to handle some of those emails. But some of them seem sketchy too. That's another thing. I don't want to get like caught up with a scammer. Kristen says 10:50 p.m. Okay, right on. So yeah, you're into the night, huh? It's gonna be it's still gonna be Monday tomorrow, right? So I wonder if you're full-time working, like you're just night capping it with this live and then going to work tomorrow, or you work like at home and you can sleep in a little bit. 865 Picker says, people that say that crap get a real job are just jealous that their income is not the same every week. Oh, that it is the same and they have to go in tomorrow at 8. Yeah. I don't know what they are, like what's going through their head. Cause I mean, I've worked construction, frame house. I've done a lot of like real jobs, and I wonder if those people are like, and not to hate on anybody's job, but like say they're at some office job and it's like you get a real job, like handling finances for massive companies and stuff like that. I mean, is that real work? Like anyway, I've got this one. This was a cashmere sweater from Neiman Marcus. Now Neiman Marcus, I've never been to like a retail Neiman Marcus. I know some of their long sleeve button shirts aren't like that great, but I think there's like two lines of Neiman Marcus where one is like higher end and then another is maybe not. This cashmere sweater though sold for $34 plus $8.99 shipping, and it's the V-neck one. So almost anything 100% cashmere I pick up, even as low as like Banana Republic cashmere, The problem is some of those cheaper ones, it'll be like 5% cashmere and like 95% cotton or some, tricky thing like that. So those I stay away from. But the ones that are 100%, you're usually going to do pretty well with those. And I definitely did well with this one. Kristen said it's Sunday here. Yeah, I should have I should have assumed it's still Sunday. But yeah, so you got work tomorrow probably, unless you're off. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, man. I got the Christmas lights up. I got this recumbent bike. So I don't know if it's still up. It probably should be. Disgruntled Octopus says 9 a.m. here in Australia. So it is Monday for Australia. That's what I thought. Australia is the one where it's already the next day. Dang, man. Well, I guess you're just chilling, or you're on do you full-time resell Octopus, or are you at work just on YouTube? Hey, I did it too. I used to get on eBay a lot whenever I was working too. But I would listen to YouTube in between. I used to be a copier technician, my last job. And in between service calls, I would sometimes be on the phone and listening to YouTube, like people going live and stuff. Let's see. I don't want to mess this up, man. Sometimes I mess shipments up by going live, but it's cool. I'll figure it out. Let's see. Got StreamYard. So yeah, it's very. Oh, hold on. Show. Okay, hide. I wonder. Man, I gotta look up some videos, man. On how to use the StreamYard, because when people pop up comments and stuff, I still don't know how to do that. Let's see. Says, yeah, I don't know how to do it. Huh. We'll figure it out one of these days. I am gonna get better at doing this. He says, love the title of this video. Just spent $750 on a video game haul and hoping it's worth it. $750 on a video game haul? Dude, tell me more about it, man. I'm excited. I'm interested. I love video game deals. I don't actively search for them, but there's not much more exciting as a bunch of old video games, especially if it's from somebody who's not a collector. It's just somebody who's yeah, these are my son's games or my grandkids' games. All right, I'll take them. I'll take them, as I don't do real work. Anyway, I got a recumbent bike though. I spent $476 on this recumbent bike. Those are the ones with the nice seats, and you pedal forward, and you have the handles on the back, and they also have handles on the front. So I'm doing 30 minutes of cardio like Sam Sulek. He's my new idol. But I did the 30 minutes of cardio this morning while watching I watched one YouTube video, and then I was on my phone for the rest of it. And it was a pretty good time. When I got off of it, my legs were kind of, sore. So I was all right, dude, this is perfect. I'm really excited about that. That's kind of my Christmas gift to myself and the family. My wife, she'll use it, I'm sure. And Seth will use it too when he gets a little bit bigger. Right now, he's got to work on walking though. He can walk decent, but not very well. Okay, let's just scooch this on over. Let's see. He says, my whole thing is video game hauls. I got a backwards PS3, 2 PS2, GameCube, and PSP, NES, and 118 games, and 2 Wii U's. Let's see. So yeah, off the rip, I mean, if the backwards PS3 works, that should be $300 or at $250 maybe. And then the PS2s, and then the GameCube. So yeah, it looks you should do fine, man. $750, you should do fine. As long as it all works and it's adult kept. Some of that stuff, man, it's their kids get their grummy little paws on it, and it's all sticky and just gross. But yeah, that's cool, man. That's a good pickup. My funniest thing with the GameCube I can remember of date was I had this. It was actually a free haul. So what happened was I remember it it was yesterday, even though it was a couple years ago. And I think I got a video, one of my old ones, talking about it. I think it's when I'm holding one of those, what's the figures? The Skylander figures. Anyway, that was from this free lot that I got. And what it was he had a treadmill that was broken, a bunch of big kind of things. And then he had I think he had a box of something, I think DVDs or something, and then he had a Guitar Hero controller, and I knew it was about 40 bucks for the controller, and I had my F-150 pickup, so I was like, oh, I can haul off the treadmill and all that stuff to the trash, and then I can just get that guitar, and then maybe there's something else there, right? That I was expecting to make about 100 bucks is kind of what I estimated. Well, what happened was whenever I went to go pick up the stuff, he had, of course, the exercise machine, like the treadmill, but he had a bunch of like glass pieces, like not good glass pieces either, just like junk. And I was like, dude, this is way more stuff than I wanted, like initially. And he says, oh, don't worry, this box is good. And it was a pretty giant box and it had a bunch of DVDs on top. And I was like, man, this stuff's not good. Well, when I like moved some of the DVDs, I saw a few video games and I was like, all right, yeah, I'll take it. And then I think he had some clothes, like he had some Rock Revival jeans. It was his son's or whatever. So I took it all back to the house. I got all the trash out. It was like crazy hard to like sift through all of it and just filling up my dumpsters, which we have dumpsters in my house, which is pretty nice. And when I got to the DVDs, there was probably like, I don't know, like 30, 40 DVDs, but underneath was like tons of GameCube games. There was like a spicy orange GameCube, like a Japanese one. There was another purple one, like the original color one. There was new sealed video games. There was what was the one? It's got the guy that shoots the arm, but it's actually the girl. She's in like a robot suit. Man, it's a really fun game too. Optimus Prime? No, not Optimus Prime. What's the game? Do you guys, Key, do you know what I'm talking about? It's shoot, man. Anyway, I can't really remember what that game's called, but it's new sealed. So that one went for like, I think 150 or something. And then let me say, hold on a second. Famous GameCube robot game. I can't, it's like, it's tripping me out because I can't, not Custom Robo, but Custom Robo I got recently actually. Damn, that's like the best game. That's why it came up with the search. I'm not going to be able to remember. Let's do, instead of robot game, let's do something like, what was it? Prime, space game maybe? I don't know if that's going to do it. Bounty Hunter, all the Star Wars are coming out. Dang, it'll come to me. Anyway, so yes, Metroid Prime, Keith. Thank you, dude. Metroid Prime was in there, new sealed. And then there's also 2 and 3 in there. And then Metroid Prime. Yeah, I said Optimus Prime. Metroid Prime. Anyway, in addition to that, I mean, there was just tons of stuff. Tons of stuff. And then the Rock Revival jeans, there was like 6 pair. There was a bunch of Affliction. And yeah, it was like a men's small, medium. So like, it was almost even too small for me, which is unfortunate. But I don't really wear Affliction. It's just there was a lot of nice clothes. So I made a killing on that. Well, when I didn't want to keep the GameCube because it was purple, I wanted to buy a black one. So I went on Facebook and I found somebody selling a black one. She was in Ohio. And it was, she was selling it for a decent price. And I think she had 2 games in there too, which were good. And it was like Mario Party, or not, Mario Sunshine. Is that what it's called? Anyway, so I got the black one. Well, guess what? Like 2 years later, she messages me on Facebook. Like she still had the message log. And she said, hey, that was my son's GameCube. Can you return it? Because he really wants it back. And I was like, no. I said, no. I said, there's no way I'm returning this. Like, isn't that insane? Like a 2-year, sorry, I made a mistake. Can you take it back? I was like, no. But anyway, that was a long story, but that's like my last like really funny like video game haul. And before that haul, there was a couple that I made where one I paid $60, and these people were just like, they wanted the newest system, they want to get rid of everything they had, and they wanted like, they just didn't care about the other stuff, and I bought it all for $60. Those are still out there, but oh man. So it looks like YouTube's still trying to run during the live. I really need to be wary of that next time. I don't want to have lives like during the stream, but afterwards, or ads. Afterwards there will be. Okay, so we have 2 pairs of Mavi jeans. Mavi jeans are pretty good. Sometimes jeans are so like thin, I think they're like considered pants. So as much clothes as I sell, I still don't know the exact distinction. There's a tag like right there. And we got two. So one's like a grayish color and the other one's kind of green. And we're going to pack them up together. It looks like we're probably going to use this legal one here. Yeah, you said the guy guaranteed all the systems work, but you're going to double check for sure. Disgruntled Octopus, full-time reseller, aspiring YouTuber, long-term plan for world domination. I agree. I have the same type of energy right there. I get it. Let's see. I'm just kidding. You said you got an insane free haul. He didn't want to deal with packing games that he didn't use. It was worth 500 of games, and it was insane. Yeah. I mean, and a lot of it comes down to just you're doing them a favor by taking it, you know, or maybe they have like other stuff they don't want to. They're like, hey, can you just haul all this off? And then, yeah, you just capitalize. But what's crazy about that deal is it was so bad looking in the photo on Facebook. And this was 4 p.m. on a Sunday. And I was watching football. I watched the noon game. And then I was like, I probably should do some reselling. And I was part-time at this time. And I saw it, and I saw the one Guitar Hero controller, and I was like, man, that's probably $40, and maybe that's it. And I was like, but maybe there's about 100. Let's just see, maybe make it worth it. And he lived a little further away, and I was like, man, not like too far. He lived like 15 minutes away, but I went out there, man, and I capitalized. So he actually is a pretty like wealthy person too. So anyway. Yeah, it was a huge come up. Yep. Disgruntled Octopus got Metroid there. Yeah, Metro Prime. I actually played I don't know if the first one was sealed or the second one. One of the games was sealed out of the three. Maybe it was the third one, possibly. And I did play the first. I think it was the first one that I played. Yeah, I'm just key. Yeah, I was gonna title it Open Mic Live Shipping Show, but yeah, if anybody wants to come on, I'm doing it through StreamYard today, so you guys can come on. Although I wonder if it actually is. Yeah, you see StreamYard on there. Yeah, because I'm using StreamYard. So yeah, I can have somebody on. So I'm just kidding. If you have your setup, man, we can chop it up, talk video games if you want. I honestly don't care what we talk about. I want to get better at like, just having other people on, but I also want to do like not quite interviews. I mean, interviews are so kind of, kind of not boring, but it's like, come on, let's get to I just rather like just hang out with somebody, whether they're on YouTube or whether they're not on YouTube, but it definitely have to be like somebody who resells stuff, because that's what we do, But yeah, I figure, oh man, I try to do I have to go to the bulk label because eBay's not combining the shipping on this one. And then it like, sometimes if you have the bulk label sitting for too long and then you don't, I don't know. Sometimes it just like says you have to like redo it. That's kind of what happened here. eBay. And yeah, and so many, okay, one person was talking to me, and I don't know if you're in the chat or we're going to watch this later, but he said something like, eBay is too expensive for the fees, right? And they said if you sell something for, I don't know how many hundreds of dollars, he says they take this much. And I was thinking like, well, can you sell it somewhere else? Because if you can sell it somewhere else, then more power to you. But the eBay fees is so you can get the sale. Like they get you the customer. I mean, yeah, don't sell on eBay if you can sell yourself somewhere else. But like, as far as I'm concerned, I have a hard time selling stuff, even on Marketplace, But I don't really try. But I think eBay's pretty good at what they do. They've been doing it a long time. But yeah, I always am very curious when people say that kind of thing. There we go. Oh, and for the record, the Mavi jeans he paid, it was 15 for one and then 16 for another. So pretty cheap on the jeans. But I'm trying to get deals out here. It's the Christmas season. We're trying to help people out. And I mean, I'll find more Mavi jeans, The Bad Acid. What are the rules for shipping in those legal envelopes compared to the regular flat rate cardboard envelopes? Yeah, the legal one is a bit bigger and it's $7.90, but they're a bit longer. So I didn't want to try to squeeze it in the regular one. It probably would have fit, but I really didn't want to try. Sometimes, 30 cents for that little bit of effort. Sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it's not. It's definitely better than the padded flat rate. I feel so like crazy when someone uses the padded flat rate because that's 70 cents difference, I think. I think it's 70 cents. So, I mean, 70 cents. All right, what else do we got? 865 Picker says, do you have more than one eBay account? Do you think it's safety net to start a second one and get it built up just in case? No, I think if you get in trouble with one account, it'll probably just be you as a user. Probably wouldn't be able to sell on either one. I mean, that's my opinion. Now, I had a lot of people ask about my store links recently. Like, I did take them down because I wanted to test to see if it would affect my traffic. And then after that one initial takedown, the last month, it was actually November 6th, I changed my store name because I thought it would change the URL so that people wouldn't be able to come back to the store. And then it doesn't change the URL. So I'm going to have to change the store back on December 6th. And when I do that, I'm going to re-add the links to everything because there's a thing called eBay Paid Partner Program. And that means if you go to my store, say you're just like, you're like, oh, I want to see what Sean's selling. Like, let's see what his recently listed, or let's see this or that, whatever you want to see, the feedback or what sold possibly. You can do that through looking at somebody's store. And I think that was happening so much, it was affecting the store. But there is a program where you can add a link and be a part of the program. So if you go to my store to look for the next 24 hours, there's a cookie on that device. And then if you buy like shipping labels or you buy like a can of Coke, you wouldn't buy Coke on eBay. You'd buy like whatever, furniture, I don't know. Then I get a commission on the sales because that's like a lead, like a sales lead from my link. So I think that's the only justification for having my store public to everybody. I mean, it's pretty easy to find, but right now the name is different. So just mind you, I'm going to get it sorted, and I may not even be able to get Taylor Exchange back. It may have to be something else, but I'll put the links when I get it sorted. But yeah, that is a thing a lot of people have been asking about, and I don't know. When you get like thousands of people looking at your stuff and they're not paying, I think it definitely did hurt the store a little bit. But whatever. I mean, we're going to survive. Things are still selling. But yeah, I don't think having a second account is worth it. Now, another platform account, maybe that might be worth it. I just don't want to put the work into it. The higher standard says depends on the interview. If it's conversational, great. If it's questions and answers, sometimes it comes across as contrived. Not sure what contrived is, but I think you're talking about like stale maybe, because I get that too. How often are you having call-in thing? Well, we're doing it today. Honestly, I'm trying to just get used to using StreamYard, and then I'm also want to use Discord. I just don't know how many people understand Discord versus StreamYard, and I don't understand either of them that well because I thought I'd be able to see the comments in StreamYard, but I don't. And then I only have one monitor for my Mac. My other monitor is being used for my shipping, which I might just buy another monitor. I don't know. And another like docking station. I don't know. I was trying to figure out how to configure it. I got two computers, one monitor, but then I have one docking station. So it's like how to get all that to work. And then it's a thing, man. It's a thing. I'm still figuring it out. But yeah, I wouldn't mind having call-ins. I mean, or even doing like an actual video where it's just me talking with somebody else and it's not a live, because some people aren't comfortable being live on the internet because you're live. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. A65 Picker says, dang, my typos are horrendous today. Yeah, it's really starting to get on my nerves. A65 Picker, so if you could just like calm that down, we can proceed a little more smoothly. Nah, I'm just kidding. I get it, man. I get it. I was on the roof today, and every time I go on the roof, like I used to frame houses, right? So I would climb on structures of houses before they're finished, and you always get that thing of like, if I fell, one, how bad would it hurt? And two, like, would I like break my neck? Like, could you die, I guess, if you fell off a roof? I don't think off of an 8-foot roof you could necessarily die, but you could definitely maim yourself, like to the point where you maybe break something for sure. Or at the very least, like dislocate something and have to pop it back. So, and the one thing with the Christmas lights is I'm kind of like crouched over, and I was like, if I fall forward, I'll just like hopefully land on my back and not my neck. But yeah, and it wasn't like too windy, or yesterday it had rained, so I wasn't gonna go up there with the slick roof, which still probably wouldn't have been that big a deal. But today was a nice day, so I went this morning and did it. And you could do it from the ground with the ladder, but then you got to drag the ladder. It's a lot slower of a process. So, But yeah, Christmas stuff. My wife, we're putting the tree up this evening, so she's with my son right now. That we're gonna put up Christmas tree decorations. I'm just curious, how large does your YouTube need to be in order to have that link? Where can I apply for that? Are you talking about you're talking about the eBay link? So I don't know I don't know. It's called the eBay paid partner program. And I first learned about it, but I also learned about the Amazon influencer program. So I dove into that and I kind of forgot about the eBay paid partner program. So like, I don't know if you have to have certain following on YouTube or certain following on TikTok or whatever, but mainly, at least for Amazon, is you have to have a social media following and they determine that. So it's like a yay or nay. And then you got to like just try again if you don't get in. So I'm going to look into the eBay one, but I wanted to wait till my store name was correct because I don't want them. I changed the store name to something silly just to try to test some things and it totally backfired. No, it didn't really backfire, but it's not. I don't know. I don't think it wasn't exactly as planned, you know. So this shirt, this brand is called Construct. Now, Construct is all caps CON period struct, and this is the 4-way stretch. Now, 4-way stretch technology, I don't really know what it is, but it usually has more value for some of these brands. This one sold for $30 to include shipping, and it's just a long sleeve button shirt. It is a slim size. It's a size 18. Excuse me. Nose is like a little bit, not drippy, but it's bothering me a little bit. Kristen says, at the moment, private sellers don't pay fees in Germany. Gosh, that's pretty awesome. No private fees, or private sellers don't pay fees. That's cool. I'm just cute says, I don't mind coming on, talking shop with you. I'm just sick today. That's fine, man, if you don't want to. And you said, yeah, I'm in the Amazon influencer program, so I want to be in the eBay one too. How much are you making if you don't mind? Or are you if you don't want to say, like, is it worth the time for the influencer program? Because I've popped off on a couple items recently and it's making good money, man. It makes more than YouTube for me. So I think I may go pretty hard on the Amazon influencer program, like buy more stuff. The thing is you just have to sell the stuff you buy. If you don't have anything for free, you can do reviews on. Like that recumbent bike I bought for $470. I just uploaded a build video for it. So hopefully it gets accepted. And then, you know, every time someone buys that for $400 or whatever, I should make like, shoot, I don't know if it's like 2% or maybe 4% for fitness things. But yeah, it's a very powerful program. And they have TikTok Shop as well. So TikTok Shop is one that I want to look into, but my TikTok isn't super good. I mean, it's getting better. But for a while, I wasn't doing nothing on TikTok. And then all of a sudden, it was started doing well. I'm just Key says, I haven't figured out how to do the review thing yet. I'm getting money from people using my affiliate links, and it's made like $30 last month. So the Amazon affiliate links, that's the associate program, I believe it's called. That's different. The influencer program, you tie a social media account, it allows you to do the videos, and you upload 3 videos. And once those are uploaded, then they allow you to do more. And then you can pretty much take whatever. So like these Gooder sunglasses that I wear all the time, I made a review on these sunglasses. I had them on outside. I was like, these are the Goodyear midnight, lens sunglasses. They're really lightweight. They're good for running. And then anytime somebody buys this, if they watch my video, then I make a little commission, probably like 20 or 40 cents. Problem is sometimes videos don't make it onto the listing. Sometimes they're not good enough. Sometimes they get rejected for whatever reason. And it's a thing. But no, I'm making a lot more money on it now. I know some people making like thousands of dollars a month, like thousands of dollars. But it's a tricky thing. Heaven Sent says, hey, bro, how's fourth quarter treating you this year versus last year? Okay, that's part of the title of the video. I haven't been listening as much this fourth quarter. I've kind of been coasting since Thanksgiving. So it's low. Last month, November, was my worst month of the year. I think I was at like 14,500. So for me, that's pretty low with this big of a store. It's it's good money, right? It's not like nothing, but at the same time, I had like $21,000 months, so um, it's definitely lower. But yeah, hopefully this. I mean, it's December 3rd, and I've listed 0 items in December, so it's not starting off well. But uh, I do have items that are selling. It's not like things aren't selling. It's just you've got to feed it good items for eBay to really give you the best chance to make sales. You got to keep putting stuff in there. And think about it like this: if you no called no showed, like if you just don't list items that day, why is eBay gonna give you anything? It's like if you went to a job and you just didn't show up and you're like, hey man, why is no one's why am I not converting sales? Like, dude, you didn't even show up to work. Got to show up to work. Yeah, I wonder how everyone else's are doing too. You said you just haven't figured out how it worked. Well, there's videos on. There's some people that there's a YouTube channel called Caneye. That dude's doing pretty well. He quit his full-time, like I think it was a marketing for like a big company, and then he went full-time into making money on like by his own means. And with the influencer program, I think he got up to like 4,000 a month pretty fast. So I was watching him for a while, but his videos are they're kind of silly, so I kind of got tired of watching them. And he's just saying stuff for like newbie people. Like I'm a little bit past that on the influencer program, just a smidge. But yeah, 37 people watching, 6 likes, pretty low on the like rate. So hey, that's okay. Gio Montez says, "Can you use a VPN to create another eBay account?" Dude, I don't know if that. I don't know. He might know. He's pretty tech savvy, but like, I would not try some of these big companies trying to skirt around rules or whatever. I just don't know if that's a good idea because surely they got some brains in there that have set up parameters for things like that. But at the same time, like, I mean, are you not able to sell on eBay, or you just want like another eBay account? I don't know, man. I wouldn't advise it. Yeah, I'm just kidding. The same thing I was thinking. The same thing I was thinking. Like, who comes into the chat like, hey, you know how to set up a VPN so we can watch Hulu in Japan? Some of their shows. I've messed with VPNs before, but I don't currently use them or nothing. I don't really see the need exactly. These are band dodge questions. Yeah. So this one is called Duck Camp Pants. Duck Camp. Let me see if I got the logo here. Yeah, they didn't have any logo. They just had a tag. So this style tag right here, you can see. This style tag kind of tells me its quality, and I think because it looks like Howler Bros, but at the same time, these did decently well. Now this one only sold for 18 plus shipping, but it's a size 38 tall, and then the inseam wasn't even that long, so I'm not sure what the deal is with it. But the other one sold for good money. I think 6 of them. I picked up all at the same time. This is like the last one to sell. Oh no. Here comes T-Rock says Gio's an undercover eBay rep. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about all that. But yeah, Gio, I'm not sure, man. Use a VPN to create I guess you're saying, yeah, create another eBay account. I don't think it has anything to do with where your computer's at. I think it has to do with the identity of you. So you have to probably create another identity. I don't know if you can. A VPN's enough. That's funny though. It's funny. You're like the Jason Bourne of eBay sellers. That's a pretty good title. Jason Bourne of eBay sellers, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah. I don't know. It's I'm just ready to start Monday. Like, okay, so weekends are great, right? Everyone loves the weekend. There's football, there's parties, people go out to the club or whatever. Um, with a 1-year-old, it's like family stuff, right? Like Saturday, we did a lot of family activities, and the thing about family activities is I don't, you know, I'm not. I like the free stuff, the fun stuff that I do on the weekends is like I work out, like I watch football with my folks, I drink a few beers, I work out, like those are like the free fun activities. But one of the things I like to do in this life is I like to work. I like to, especially now, like before, I didn't mind working hard. I didn't mind repairing copiers or working construction, things like that. But now I'm at the point where the work is really fun because it's whatever I can think to do, right? Like if I want to think of a super cool video that's going to make a lot of money or get a lot of people talking, then I can spend some time doing that. Now, I'm not very good at that, but I like with eBay, I'm pretty good at eBay. And the thing about eBay is like sourcing. You have to be strong at sourcing to make money. It's very, very rarely are you going to find the free lots that we talked about earlier with the video games. That happen. That's like a once in a decade type thing, or unless you put yourself in those situations that happen more. But how many free lots are you going to go see? What I'm saying is it's very rare for somebody to not be strong at sourcing and be successful at eBay. You have to have a strength of finding items that are desirable, whether that's looking at sold comps, which the eBay the eBay sold comp app, like the eBay app itself, has not been able to figure out the sold comps on some items. Like sometimes you search it and it's like 0 sold, and that's not correct. So you can look at Jiaropack on the desktop of your phone, and it's just a little bit harder. You got to figure out like the best way to comfortably get to those clicks to that information so you can buy the correct items, because people always say like, how are you selling all this? What are you doing? Like I've looked up every item that I buy. Like very rarely it's refreshing to grab an item and not look it up. What are items you can grab and not look up? 100% cashmere sweaters. You don't have to look up 100% cashmere sweater. Polo Ralph Lauren, 100% linen, 100% silk. You don't have to look those items up. The more you do this, the more items you don't have to look up. The least you've done it, the worse you are at it. You need to look every single thing up, and that's really going to set yourself apart. Now, you can do this on your desktop beforehand and try to remember everything, have a list on your phone. That works too. For me, I'm pretty fast just searching something. And also, you can be the person that like grabs it and goes off to the side and sits in the store and does it. That's fine too. Just don't grab like way too much stuff, because then you look like a psychopath. Because I've seen people where it's like they had like a mound of jeans. Like they literally grabbed all the jeans in the rack. And then they had their mom and then she grabbed all the clothes. And then they were all there just sitting there like looking it up. And I'm like, dude, this is insane. Now I've only seen that like once or twice, but don't be that guy. Maybe grab like you go through one rack, right? And you put a couple shirts in your basket, sell, but then you put maybe 5 along the front of the handlebars. Then when you're at the end of the rack, look them all up and then put them back if you don't want them. That's kind of how I do it. So. But yeah, man, that's just how it goes. Like, got to be good at finding stuff. That's how it's going to work. A lot of people always try to ask, where can I find this? Where can I get a pallet of this or whatever? And it's like, those don't exist, because the people selling you the pallets already like grabbed all the good stuff out of it. Or, so it's not going to happen. Now, one thing you can do is try to become like thrift store, right? Like, why is the thrift store so successful? It's because people bring them items for no cost, right? It's just operating cost to process the items. That's why thrift stores are so profitable, because they don't pay for anything. How can you become the thrift store in your town, without opening a thrift store? So you'd have to provide some type of service. Maybe, I don't know. I think back to when I was younger, right? Maybe you knock on someone's door and you're like, hey, I'll rake your leaves for all your old clothes. Hey, do you have any old video games? I'll clean the gutters for your old video games. Like, is there a world where that's better than money? Because think about it. If somebody asked me, I guess, dude, giving someone your old clothes from your closet would be crazy. But think about it, like a kid, like a 14-year-old or like a 12-year-old even. They say, hey, sir, can I pick up all the leaves in your yard? Or can I sweep your sidewalk or whatever, or shovel your sidewalk? And I'm like, well, how much does it cost? They're like, no money, just your used your used t-shirts. And then you happen to accidentally give them like a band tee from, the 90s or 80s or whatever. Like, yeah, that'd be crazy, right? But is that something more feasible than, because a lot of people don't like forking cash over. They really don't. Try to be a homeless person and ask me for $1. It ain't gonna happen, dude. I don't do it. I just don't like doing it. It's not like I don't have dollars to give out. I mean, I don't want to. Like, why would I want to do that? And it was really nice when I had the truck. I had a big pickup truck, and I'd say, "Oh, I need the money for gas, man. You see gas prices." Now I have a Civic, so whenever I say that, they're like, "Dude, come on, man." I don't say it with the Civic, but that's the kind of response I would get. It'd be like, "Dude, I get 34 miles to the gallon with the Civic." You know, I do think eventually, I think I may get an electric vehicle, but I think I'm probably a decade away. But I do think electric is going to be the better vehicle in the future. What's up, shoe shop? It's David, I believe. 100% agree. Yes, and just because you think it looks cool doesn't mean it's going to sell. Oh my goodness, man. The whole I have that picker energy where you're just like, oh yeah, I think that's a vintage, or I think that's going to be good, and it totally isn't. It's like, yeah, I know that from when I was an everything seller, because I picked up this Starbucks. I picked up a Starbucks cup, and it was like a free giveaway from Starbucks, and I thought it was something special. And I even had it in a YouTube video. It's one of my early ones, and someone was like, "Dude, that's the free giveaway cup," and I was like, "Yeah, it should be like 10, $20." They totally called me out on it, and I was just like, oh, like. Like, you know, the emoji with like the little sweat going down the side of its face. That's how I felt in that moment. Okay, so we got Territory Ahead coming up. I love Territory Ahead. This is like a stripe looking one. Pretty cool. I've never really worn it. I've tried on a couple of their shirts, but they're pretty good sellers for me. This one went for 15 plus $8.99. But yeah, 24 bucks. Not too bad, man. Dude, I feel like my allergies hit. You know, I was messing with the roof today, and I think something up there got me, man. I think something up there got me. Yeah, let me know if anybody wants to come in. If anyone's brave enough to come on in, just let me know. See my hair? It's getting to the point where I'm trying to grow it out, and it's not staying behind my ears because it's not quite long enough. Yeah, we're trying to grow the hair out. My son's growing his hair out. He hasn't had a single hair cut off his sweet little baby head yet. And I figure, hey, why not? Why not grow my hair out with him? So we'll both be long hair guys, like long haired dudes, you know. Another problem I think with doing lives with people is I talk pretty fast. Sometimes don't make enough sense. Sometimes I'm just kind of saying what I think, what comes to mind. And I really need to learn to kind of like, you know, like turn it down a couple notches, you know. Kind of slow down your speed, man. But I don't know. I gotta keep the energy up because I got a lot of stuff to ship. Like, we're not even through the first box. I do have a couple good sales coming up though. We have 2 pairs of jeans and a pair of we have a long sleeve button shirt. It's an Ariat. So this is a long sleeve button shirt. It's white. It's just the buttons. And yeah, this one in particular, somebody asked me, is the logo on the front of the shirt? Now, I've instructed my employee Randy to not to take as little photos as possible. So now I'm almost down to 6 photos per shirt. And this one had a front pocket, and she didn't take a photo of it because I told her we didn't need those. And the logo is on the corner of the front pocket. Well, this buyer actually said, hey, is the logo on there? Because no one wants to buy like a brand name shirt without the logo. Like, one of the whole reasons you buy like an expensive brand name shirt, because you want people to see that you're wearing an expensive shirt that you got on eBay used. So you can tell them you bought it full price and say, hey, I got money. But anyway, so I think what I did was I actually went to my warehouse and I sent them the photo. I typically don't do that, but that one seemed okay. You know, sometimes people say, hey, can I get this cuff measurement, or can I get this waist measurement, or not waist, but what's the one for shirts? The sleeve lengths. Arguably, you probably should have the sleeve length in there. I see that question a lot, but I send them the quick response of like, all the measurements are what, all the photos are in there, all the measurements, that's what's in there. Like, there's not going to be any additional, because I don't have time to do that. And it's not, I really just don't want to do it, because those people never buy. Like, never buy. If somebody asks me for a measurement and I give it to them, no, doesn't buy. And then I also get a lot of people that say, like, are there any stains on this? Or like, is the zipper good or something? I'm just like, yep, all good. Never purchase. Those people never purchase. So here's a pair of jeans that I was talking about. These are Levi 529s. Now, the reason I picked up these 529s is because I hadn't seen a 529 in a while. I actually was kind of surprised. Levi has a lot of the cuts that they've discontinued for whatever reason. And I think this is one of the ones they don't sell very often. It's the low rise straight men's jean. This one sold for $20 plus $8.99 shipping. So, I paid $5 on this pair of jeans, and it's going to sell for, $28.99. Pretty good. Next pair of jeans is much more expensive. Much more expensive. All right. And I also have come up. So if any of you guys like drinking energy drinks or like caffeinated drinks, you can give up the carbonation and just buy pre-workout. And that's caffeinated enough. So I have considered, and I think I'm going to, dang it. So I made a bit of a mistake here. This one is actually cheaper to go Ground Advantage, but I've already put it in the flat rate. So I gotta burn this envelope here. Thanks. But I want to save the money because you save 40 cents if you don't ship it in the, it'll be like $7.20, I think. Yeah. $7.20 priority, even if it's over, a pound, because it's close. This person lives in MO, wherever MO is, which I don't want to say it's Montana, but it could be Missouri, or no, that'd be MI is Mississippi. I'm not sure. St. Peter's MO. Probably find it, but whatever. MO. So yeah, it's gonna be cheaper to just put it in this bag. Missouri. Okay, that makes sense because that's close. All right, David, I'll catch you later. Let's see. 1-12 13 6. Let's see. How much? Yeah, $7.20 per the Missouri order. Levi 527s. I may put them on the list, man. So the list right now, and I always think of appreciate you, badass, you and Key. The list, I always think of that Eminem sign, right? Like, here's my list in the order that it's in. Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie. It's like Levi 560s, like obviously silver tabs, 527s, maybe 529s, sometimes. I wouldn't even say 501s, man. People say 501s. I think they've kind of fallen off some. I mean, you could probably still sell them, but they're not as good. The 560s are still selling for like close to $50. So, yeah, still one of my favorites. This next one is Diesel. Let's get it. Diesel jeans. I don't find them very often, and when I do, it's always good. This one's got the black back tab. There's Diesel like made in Italy. That one's going to be pretty strong. And there's others that are made in Tunisia, Tunsia, Tunsina. And those can be, they're good, but the Italy ones are the best, I think. So this one sold for $50 plus $8.99 shipping. It's the Zatini. God, they got some names. Zatiny. Zatini. Zatiny. That's what it is. But yeah, pretty big sale here. It's going to Spokane, Washington. I spent a Thanksgiving in Spokane, Washington. It was very cold. We were doing like some camping, and it got down to -27 one night. It's intense. People die at that temperature. But I remember having to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, so I had to get out of my sleeping bag, and I was barefoot. And I walked out away from the campsite just on my bare feet out in the middle of the snow, and I remember feeling like how still everything was at that moment. Like you couldn't hear a sound other than me using the restroom. But it was a surreal moment in my life, and it was pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. I get wilderness people. I understand the call of the wild which is a pretty sure it's a book I read. But yeah, it's the real deal, man. Here is Brooks Brothers. This went for $15 plus $8.99 shipping. The reason being, it's 2XL, plaid. It's not like a number size, like it's just 2XL. Those go for a little bit more money. I think it's casual sizing is what they call it, as opposed to like your 16s, 18s, all that kind of stuff. Pretty good. But yeah. Anytime I see like common shirts, like common brands that I pick up a lot, if I see a color pattern print that's different, usually I pick it up. Because if I haven't seen it, it's probably not like super common. Like I can tell you there's certain prints and plaids and color schemes that I've seen so many times, man. So many times. And I almost know the brand before I even look at the tag because I just have seen it. Here's Orvis Trout Bum. Orvis Trout Bum's still pretty good. This one went for $13.99 plus shipping, so kind of went down on my like, discount levels, but still a whatever, It's just a quarter zip. Good to see it go though. All right. We got, was it 10? Yeah, 10 ounces. 488. 488. 44 people watching, 10 likes. Nobody wants to come in on the live. I get it. I get it. I just need to test it out. That's all. I need a soul willing to test out. We're at the 1 hour mark, so I'm gonna go a little bit longer just because my wife's still out. And we got another box to ship. I did have the Disney Mickey jacket sell. If you look at my Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, I put a reel and it says Mickey Mouse in rainbow coloring, I think, because that's what I think of with Mickey Mouse is gay, is rainbow coloring. And it sold for $129.99 plus shipping. So pretty awesome sale with the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. It's called the Letterman like denim jacket. But yeah, sold for good money. So we got another pair of jeans here. This is Rock and Roll Cowboy. This was the denim pistol, or no, cowboy denim. This is the pistol jean. Pistol is the model. And it sold for $20 plus shipping. And let's see. I wonder if it's cheaper. It's one of those that's cheaper. Yeah. Let's see. They're in Louisiana. Yeah, $7.20 on this one. Let's see. Yeah, $7.20. Not bad. The Rock and Roll Denim Cowboy. Some of the cuts, like that used to be like a no-brainer pickup. It's not anymore. You got to kind of look at the cuts now. At least, yeah, that's my opinion. You have to. And mainly because they're putting jean prices up pretty high at some of the stores I go to. He just finished listing. Congratulations, man. Kev says, just did my first auction estate sale and went to my first in-person sale today. And it was a pretty cool experience. You did your first auction estate sale and went to my first person sale today. So did you do two different things? Like you had your first auction estate sale and then you also went to one? Or are you saying you just went to one and like participated? That's pretty dope either way. What'd you buy, man? Like, what was it like? What? Okay. So when people say auctions, the first thing I think of is Storage Wars. That's all I can think of. Like, was Dave Hester there? Or did you say yup when you did the bids? Were you like, yup? Or yup? Like really draw it out? Or were you like the young gun? I don't know if I could handle the not the pressure of an auction, but just all the raw emotions. Like, I think I'd be way too into it. And then I wouldn't even know what I'm buying, like, because I'm not like really an everything seller anymore. And I don't know how many of those places have like just a bunch of clothes. Oh, you won some bids online auction. Oh, okay. And you went to your first person sale. All right. Yeah, dude, that's crazy too. I got a friend, man. He's been in the game a long time, and he is he does a lot of online auctions too. He's a really good seller. He drives all over the country too to go pick them up. He'll drive like, a couple day trips to go to pick up his haul, save on like the shipping. And he sources like along the way and stuff. It's a pretty cool lifestyle. I mean, with a family, it's a little hard to do. I'm going to take a trip in January, and I'll be away from the kiddo for the first time. And that'll be tough for sure. That'll be tough. But I'm going to make some videos about it so you guys can see what I get into. I'm also going to do some more vlog, like day in the lifestyles. I think those videos are they're pretty informative and kind of cool. And it's a little easier to make than like the production videos that are like, I don't know, like I try to make them where they can be like potentially good for a lot of people. But I think the day in the life is kind of good for just people who enjoy like seeing that style of living. Like, you work for yourself, you kind of set the rules. And then I think even seeing someone being consistent working for themselves can be motivational. If you are having trouble like getting going, it's like, oh, let's just click this on. Like I watch a guy lift weights when I want to lift weights, right? Because it gets me like in the mode to like lift. This right here, big pair of snowboarding pants. It's actually just a medium, but they're super big, they're snowboarding. This is Burton. Pretty good brand. Sold for $45 plus $8.99 shipping. So really good money here. And I think I'm going to put it in a legal flat rate. It's going to be a little bit of squeeze, but we're going to get it in there. Okay. I want to double check something over here. Okay. And I think the StreamYard, you got to pay to see the comments. I think that's part of it. I was wondering why StreamYard wasn't showing the comments. Like it's showing on YouTube Studio. But I think you might have to pay to see comments from YouTube. Let's squeeze this in real quick. All right. Today's arm day too for workout regimen. And I'm pretty excited. The last arm day, I was sore for like a couple days. So hopefully I can get to that same soreness today. So there you go. $7.90. Pack up some snowboarding pants. I feel like Cowabunga is in order for a snowboarder, possibly. He says, I'm trying to go to Iceland next year, hopefully. That'd be pretty sweet. Kev says, I bought a bunch of unopened toy cars and Beanie Babies. I regretted it immediately, but today I got a DVD player, brother printer, vintage toy playing bank, vintage leather camera holders. I've been using Streamlabs, OBS, and OBS. Both are free. Yeah, I have. You're using OBS. Yeah, I was going to do Discord, and I am using OBS as well. That's how I'm able to do the virtual camera with StreamYard because I use my cell phone, and StreamYard doesn't pick up my cell phone on my desktop. It only does it like through the cell phone. So yeah, OBS is cool, but I think Discord's probably the way to go. So, all right. Here is Brooks Brothers, another Brooks Brothers. Short sleeve polo, green. This is kind of one of the color things I was talking about. Don't see it very often with the orange and white. It only sold for $20 shipped, but for like $3, that's cool by me. All right. The Bad Acid says, have you seen or sold a redhead blanket line denim jacket, corduroy trim, button flaps? Yeah, you said hard to comp but valuable. So yeah, that has a lot of traits of like good features for a jacket, and the brand's not like a super strong one. However, that does have enough. Hard to comp, yeah. I mean, something like that, you could say like $50 maybe. I mean, that might be too low. but I think that's what I would expect somebody to pay. You can also look at the retail price on some items to get a better idea. But yeah, that I get what you're saying. I don't know, man. I just with big bulky items, I don't like to take a risk like that. Risk being like it could sit around for a very long time or it could just be a break even. That's a risk. Probably not going to lose money on that unless you're overpaying. But I don't like to risk it for big items that take up a lot of space. Here is that State and Liberty short or long sleeve button shirt. This is the one that was in my recent video about not so common brands to resell. This sold for $38.99 plus shipping, $8.99. So probably left some money on the table with this one. They can go for like, a little more than this, but I'm pretty confident getting this money. Like I feel good about it. So, but yeah, State and Liberty, it's the sleepiest of sleepers in the thrift. Like it's the it's a hard one to say. Very little indicators of what it is, and it doesn't feel any better than any other shirt, All right, we got Duluth Trading Co. Oh my goodness, this one did not sell for much. Not really sure why that one only went for like $20, but maybe it had an issue with it. Usually, if somebody sends an offer and it's low, but it has any type of flaw, because I'm trying not to pick up things with flaws. Unless it's like an expensive item and I know I can sell it with the flaw, then that's fine. I have like an X amount of like profit or like sale price I want to be at. But if it's any other item and it happened to have a flaw that Randy picked up or that I just missed when she was processing it, then I absolutely take the sale. Always. I never let them hang out. Like I don't counter. I don't do any of that. As long as it makes some money and it had a flaw, I'm very happy to sell it. It's the ones that like should sell, for a certain amount that somebody offers $20 less, then I'll counter $10 more. Just kind of split it in half, I always think of Frank when he goes, let's split it in half. Like if he said that to me in my old stuff and he's giving me 30% of market value, I'd be like, let's split it and get out of here. But instead of like this, I'd use an obscene gesture with my finger. I'd be like, see you later, buddy. Get those stubby little paws out of here. But I'd be very flattered, though. They did come by my town back in the late 2000s, I think, 2008 or something. They came by. It was right at like the height of their stardom. The Bad Acid says Kev Bev, talking to him about bigger stuff like that. I'll stuff into Amazon brown paper envelopes that I keep anytime I get them delivered. Kev says I can't sell diesel or Guess. Dude, diesel is a tremendous seller. Like, I don't know what you mean. Like, what type of diesel items? And Guess is a little harder. The old Guess with the red question mark on the back of the jeans, those I think are the vintage ones, and those can sell. Do you send people offers as soon as they add them to your listing to watch list? Yeah, absolutely. But I usually just do it a couple times a day, and I'll send bulk offers. If it's less than $30, I send a 30% offer. If it's over $30, I do either like a 10% or a 20%. So like if it's over 60, it's usually a 10%. If it's between 30 and 60, it's a 20% offer. And I send those, probably a handful of times a day. We are an hour and 13 minutes. Diesel denim pants. Yeah, diesel denim pants should sell. The Guess jacket, probably not a seller. But yeah. Well, shoot, man. We've been on for an hour and 13 minutes. I think I'm just going to cut it off. I kind of want to work out before they get home. It's 4:50 right now, my time. So I really appreciate everyone that joined the the live and hung out. So I'll see you next time. I'm going to make a video, probably like what I do tomorrow during the day. And then hopefully we can get it out tomorrow. If not, you'll see it on Tuesday. So appreciate you guys checking in and hanging out. And I'll see you next time. Bye.